one more night on this when we're covering, and that is the following night for November 27th, which was a supersized tag league show because it involved both of the tag leagues, and you had the Super Junior Tag League and the World Tag League in one night, 10 matches. But the best thing they did not do any undercard matches. It was just straight up 10 matches. And some of these were a good bit shorter. And one of them was very short and very surprising to me. So we're going to get into it. And on November 27th, we're going to start out with Kevin Knight and Kushida, the men who seem to be the opening junior tag league match. And I am okay with them being the openers. Taking on Los Gobernables, Titan and Bushi. Absolutely fire match. He's great. Again, the athleticism from all these men working together and seeing a guy that as big as Kevin Knight doing the stuff he did with Bushi and Titan. Absolutely amazing. In the end, Titan and Bushi hit the assisted rope walk drop kick, and Bushi ends up suiciding Kushida on the outside. Titan hits a tornado DDT on Knight, and LIJ hit the MX and double stomp combo and get the win. Again, absolutely phenomenal match.
The only few things that I had about this match was Bushi and Titan very aggressive coming into this match. Kevin Knight crazy powerful, and I felt that this was a great showcase for both teams.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And Kevin Knight's the kind of guy who he is classified as a junior heavyweight now, but I think just a little bit of bulk, he is a heavyweight. He could easily be a heavyweight and still and still have the athleticism that he currently that he has. It's absolutely bonkers the style. And then move on to the World Tag League. First of the World Tag League matches, Gabriel and Alex Coughlin from the LA Dojo taking on United Empires, Aaron Henare and the Great O'Khan. In the end, big boot by Great O'Khan to Gabriel Kidd, and Henare hit the Streets of Rage and gets the win. Again, great showing from both teams. Again, the cohesion and how good the pure ability of Coughlin and Gabriel Kidd. So again, Gabriel Kidd has had a long career, I think, and I'm pretty sure Coughlin had a career before the dojo too. Again, majority of wrestlers going into the dojo have had a career beforehand, or at least the LA dojo had a career beforehand. But both absolutely phenomenal. And then Khan and Henare, again, they just flow better and better together every time they wrestle. It 3 matches in, they show, even though they weren't the tag team before, they are cohesive. They are like interlocked. They know each other.
Yeah. The only thing that I wanted to say about this one is that I think I figured out Gabriel Kidd's shorts. Sometimes they're just plain black. Sometimes they've got some splash of color on him. When he has the red and white stripe on there, I'm sure it means something completely different. Like I'm pretty sure it's actually his favorite soccer team from back home. But I think they're his sassy pants. When he has the red and white stripe on, he's just so sassy. Yeah, he was very. I don't know if you got the same thing, but he was very like.
He very much was. I will agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty certain those are sassy pants. That's going to be a tell for us, I think, at Wrestle Kingdom if he's there. Just going to point that out there. But yeah, I agree. This match was incredible. I have a few notes on it, but we're just going to leave it at the sassy pants and the chain wrestling at the beginning by Kidd and O'Khan. Perfection.
Yeah. And so we're going to move on from there to the next Super Junior Tag League. It is the team Sauce Hearts, Lindaman, Alex Zayne taking on House of Tortures, Dick Togo, and Show. Again, it's a lot of the cheating, but this was actually this is a match I really actually quite enjoyed from House of Torture. Yes, the cheating was there, but this was actually a really good. I could see a lot of Togo's really good wrestling. He's showing why that's good. He was so good. He is still so good. It's just the cheating crap. But in the end, Togo goes for a victory roll, but gets a 2, and then a crucifix for a 2, and then goes from the crossface. But Lindaman gets out of it and hits the bridging German suplex and gets the win. Again, I think it was they attacked him on the entranceway, and was this one where Zayne got laid out in a pile driver by, I think it was Show or was it Togo? I can't remember. And literally the first few minutes of the match, Zayne's just laying at the top. You can see him in the background on the hard camera, just like laid out, just on the stage. And I'm just like, And just watching Lindaman do what he did for those first few minutes by himself was absolutely phenomenal. I want to point one spot out. The Go-Go Plata from Show, when he hit that submission, that choke submission he got, which is Undertaker used it for years, called it Hell's Gate. But that Go-Go Plata looked absolutely perfect. Like just the application of it was simply phenomenal.
I have to agree. The only two things that I wanted to mention, and this one was Show had some new gear in this one with some red accents on it. That I thought were very, very nice. It definitely added to the dimension of his mat or of his gear. And then the last thing was just to say, Zayne is so freakishly tall. I'm pretty sure he only takes 2 strides to clear the ring entirely when he's at full speed running those ropes. He gets so fast. It's utterly insane. This match was fun. I actually didn't mind this House of Torture match.
Yeah,
it wasn't so much torture.
It's not my best House of Torture match on the best House of Torture match comes from the next night, but this was actually like, I didn't dislike a House of Torture. I wasn't like, throughout, like just like, this was actually a quite enjoyable match. But moving on to what I found a very enjoyable match on this night, and that was my pick. I am picking the heavyweight tag match on this show. Mel has picked a junior heavyweight tag match on this show. We're trying to cover both bases as there is 10 matches. We didn't want to do 2 each. That was a little too much. I picked Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, Aussie Open, versus Lance Archer and Minoru Suzuki of Suzuki Gun. I love both these teams. I'm a big fan. I've been a fan of Lance Archer since I saw him early on in TNA, and he just evolved over the years. And then Suzuki, everybody loves their murder grandpa. Come on, and just,
angry grandpa.
Watching them do everything in this match, just watching the cohesion and the side, like in Archer being so big and powerful, that Mark Davis is usually the big and powerful guy in a match, and the fact that he was outsized was just a compelling thing to watch Mark Davis deal with, how he was dealing with being a smaller man, which is not normal for him. And like Fletcher, I think, is slightly taller than Davis, but Davis just has that build. And even Fletcher, who is quite tall himself, Archer still stands over him. And it's just impressive how big and just the athleticism this man has. It's absolutely phenomenal. But the one thing I have to pick with Lance Archer, I'm like, every match his boot comes undone. I think it's a gimmick. I don't think it's actually done up properly, but
yes,
I remember Chris Charlton pointing it out on one of the shows.
He's done it since the beginning of the last G1.
Yeah, Suzuki pulling Fletcher into the ropes, gets the rope hanging triangle. Absolutely love it. And then pulls him out to the outside, running him into the barricade and putting him in a Kimura on the floor while Archer's just beating ragdolling the crap out of Mark Davis on the other side. I was just like, holy crap. And then it's just they kind of did an Abe-san spot, but they didn't hurt Abe-san, where Archer was literally choking Fletcher in front of Abe-san and then literally smashed his face into Abe-san's table, like over the barricade, smashing his face. Again, I love the use of Abe-san, but not hurting him. I love that. But yeah, and like just some great stuff. Again, Mark Davis chopping Archer and then catching with an enziguri and a sliding elbow in the corner. Like just, again, beautiful sequences from all these guys. The ability that he could put Archer down was that kind of overcoming there and getting the big man down, I think was a big spot there. Aussie Open actually tried Coriolis on Archer, but Archer ended up stopping it and just slamming picking up and slamming Davis, and then hits his beautiful PK and splash on Fletcher for a 2. Again, it's just the back and forth of these teams I absolutely love. Fletcher getting a brainbuster on Suzuki. Like, you don't see Suzuki taking moves like that very much because most people don't get a chance to lift him. Fletcher actually lifted Suzuki because Suzuki is not a guy who lets people lift him. And again, it's just you don't see it much, and he gets up and gets brainbusted. Actually, I was very surprised. Aussie Open went for Coriolis again, but Suzuki got the rear naked choke on Mark Davis. And then the gotch goes for the gotch, but Fletcher actually pushed Archer into Suzuki and hit the off the shoulder kick to the face on Archer with Mark Davis and Fletcher doing that. And then Aussie Open hits a lariat, a lariat on Suzuki. Then they get the sandwich lariats, and then they hit Coriolis on Suzuki to pick up the win. Again, big win for them beating and pinning Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah, I don't have very much to add to this except for with Minoru Suzuki, you know, he always loves that over the top rope armbar that he does. With Fletcher, he actually yanked on him so forcefully. He almost nearly pulled Fletcher over the top rope with him when he dropped down for that armbar. That just
he did end up pulling him. He did end up pulling him over, getting him to the outside.
Not like fully over, but like he got up to the top and then came back in the ring.
And then when he let go, he pulled Fletcher out. That's when he pulled Fletcher out.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, getting into it initially.
He Fletcher into it
so forcefully and yanked on it. I thought he was going to judo throw him over the top of the rope, but that was all I wanted to add to that one.
Yeah, again, absolutely phenomenal match.